All right, hey guys, so today we're going to test the range of motion in the shoulder flexion. This is my patient. Some compensations you want to look for when doing this range of motion is making sure your patient is not arching their back. So in order to prevent that, you're going to want your patient to hook line by bending their knees so you can make sure their back is all stabilized and on the table, okay? And another one is you want to make sure nothing is in the way to preventing your patient from going the full range of motion when they are in the flex position. So now we are going to use your gogiometer. You're going to want to place the gogiometer on your fulcrum of the head of the humeral head. Your stationary arm is going to be on the lateral of your thorax, and then the movement arm is going to be the lateral of the epicondyle, okay? So go ahead for me and flex your shoulder. All right, so here's my stationary arm, and then I'm going to go ahead and move my movement arm. And your normal range of motion for shoulder flexion is 0 to 180, and my patient has 180 degrees of flexion movement. All right, so next we're gonna assist the range of motion in abduction, shoulder abduction. Same thing with the compensation, making sure that their back is flat. So go ahead and bend your knees for me in the hook line position. All right, for this you want to make sure their hand is facing external rotation, their palm is facing up, and then you're going to want to go ahead and place the fulcrum on the auxiliary. So go ahead and move your arm along the edge of the body. Perfect. So your fulcrum is going to be your auxiliary, your stationary arm, the medial sternum, and then your movement arm, the lateral epicondyle, okay? And your range of motion for abduction is as well 0 to 180, and that is exactly what my patient has, 180 degrees of abduction. All right guys, so next we're gonna test the range of motion and internal rotation of the shoulder. So go ahead for me. All right, so I'm just gonna have my patient do a practice round for me, so go ahead as far as you can. So some compensations, you wanna make sure that your patient is maintaining this 90-degree angle. Some people may open up that arm and it loses that angle for you, okay? So make sure that 90-degree angle is maintained, and also you will see their humeral head will pop up forward. So you just want to make sure your patient has 90 degree, and to make sure that is not popping up forward. In order to do that, you're going to use a towel or bolster to stabilize that arm for that 90-degree angle. All right, and the normal range of motion for internal rotation is 70 degrees, okay? So go ahead for me, internal rotation, before that humeral head is popping out forward, all right? So now with the gogiometer, you're gonna make sure that your fulcrum is the olecranon owner process, and then your movement arm is going to be the owner stylus process. So you're gonna go ahead and measure. All right, and my patient has 65 degrees of internal rotation. All right, so now we're gonna do external rotation. So you're still gonna wanna keep that towel or bolster to stabilize that 90-degree angle. And then as well as with external rotation, you will notice that your patient may arch their back. So once again, you're gonna have your patient hook line for me, and those next to stabilize that back, all right? So now we're gonna go to that 90-degree angle. And normal range of motion degree is 90 degrees for external rotation, okay? So now we're gonna go back as far as you can. Good. And same thing, your fulcrum is going to be the olecranon owner process. And then the movement arm is going to be your owner stylus process. So my patient has 75 degrees of external rotation.